Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepke, bringing you Bloomberg's breaking news editor Louise Moon for our discussion on the stocks moving. Pets at Home, they are detailing their turnaround plan. What does it look like?
So yes, so this was alongside their results this morning. So they kept their goals for the year. That's despite profits are sliding, particularly in their retail unit. So sliding heavily, but met estimates. So estimates were relatively low. They've been suffering. Pets at Home kind of boomed during COVID, and since then hasn't been performing as well. So as you say, they've outlined a turnaround plan this morning, focusing on that retail unit to try and return to growth. So analysts are saying that they're encouraged by this. They pointed to retail trends starting to improve a bit, starting to tick higher. So the numbers aren't great, but they're coming in line with expectations, and looking forward, it seems as though things could start to turn around. So shares rose on the back of that. They were up about 6% in morning trading.
Okay, so that's Pets at Home, and continuing an animal theme, Valneva are up because of this news about Lyme disease.
Yeah, really interesting. So they've had quite positive data from, I think it was a mid-stage trial, so it's not the final trial for a potential vaccine for Lyme disease.
Wow.
That's in partnership with Pfizer. So shares up as much as 10% on the back of that news. Analysts are essentially saying that this could support the potential for annual protection against Lyme disease. So the next stage is that late stage trial, and results for that are expected in the first half of next year. And there was a really great quote, I thought, from one analyst saying that this is one of the most compelling risk-reward catalysts in the European biotech space over the next 6 months. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. But at the moment, it's looking quite positive for that new vaccine to potentially come into play.
Yeah, Lyme disease is such a horrible, debilitating illness, isn't it? Interesting then on Valneva and a vaccine maybe. WPP, lastly, an exit from the FTSE today. We have talked about WPP in the last couple of weeks, the advertising giant. What is affecting its share price? So I mean, there's the rise of AI, there's less client spending because of the wider macro environment. There's a lot more competition as well in the space. So that's been that's kind of a combination of headwinds for WPP for a while now. So their share price is down more than 60% so far this year on the back of all those struggles. And yeah, so as you say, the latest news is that they're indicated to leave the FTSE 100. So they'll drop down into the FTSE 250. This is part of the quarterly review of the indexes that takes place. So the final decision will happen after market close on December 3rd, depending on share prices. So it's all kind of all done on market cap. So WPP is set to drop and be replaced by British Land that will move up. They've had a strong first half. They've been boosted by this as the sector kind of widely recovers. So yeah, an interesting potential move. And as you say, WPP was a huge powerhouse, and it's been really lagging in recent years. So a big potential drop out there.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.